just a money-making machine.
So now for football, we're usually in that booth over there for football.
Okay.
This center section is packed with game ops folks typically.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm glad we're in the middle.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, not near as much traffic. Yeah, we're going to 90 seconds. I'm going to turn our mics off. I'm going to turn them on at 5. When I see the picture, I'll turn them on. And then we're going to be on camera, right, AJ? Yep. Okay. And a pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Roncalli Media Network. Rob Brown alongside Ken Levenberg tonight. We originate from Roncalli Stadium on the south side of Indianapolis, and tonight we have for you something we're very pleased to be a part of, and that's the first ever lacrosse doubleheader in his 15-year history of this Roncalli Media Network. We've got Roncalli and Avon, girls and boys. Girls get it started tonight here at 6 o'clock, followed by the boys game at 8. And Ken, in this first matchup, what we've got are two teams looking for their first wins of the season. Both come in 0-3. Avon clad in black on your screen, Roncalli in the white tops and red skirts. Both these teams coming off significant layoffs. Haven't played in over 2 weeks with spring break and the delays, so I'm sure they're both anxious to get back at it.
Absolutely. We're going to see what we get out here. We'll see who did a little practicing over break.
So we've got for you the rain has moved out, thankfully. No rain in the forecast. All the rain has moved east and south of us. 57 degrees our start time temperature. A little bit of a breeze out of the west. And we're set to go. Avon moving right to left toward the east goal in this first half. And now maneuvering and a shot saved. But the rebound comes back out and is still controlled. That's Elise Kennedy, number 12, the junior mid. She had that shot, and the shot was saved by the freshman goalie, Addison Marsh. But Avon maintains possession.
Addison did a nice job of reading that shot.
Addison getting an opportunity to start tonight. Lillian Iman, the normal starter, the senior. But the freshman Marsh getting the call tonight. Nice pass in front. The shot blocked and scooped up.
Did they score? No. Guys, something really wrong. Garrett, be quiet. You have those?
This is great.
Yeah, early shots. We're all for that. We'll talk about differences between the girls' game and the boys' game, but one thing that's the same, Ken, is that when the ball goes off the end line like it just did, it's the player who was closest.
Correct. And
that team maintains possession.
And it's to where the ball went out of bounds. So
right.
you just can't run to the sideline or end line.
Right. Now possession change. Off the restart. Avon into the attacking end. And that's number 18, Kara Harris, who played collegiately at Trine, who handles, flips it over to Kennedy. Kennedy just taking her time, waiting for something to develop. That's Presley Maserich, one of the two daughters of the head coach, Ron Maserich. And she gets in side, and what's the call here? We got a foul inside the 12-meter fence. We're going to have a free shot.
Might have been shooting space, but I'm not certain.
So Maserich will shoot it. Have the opportunity to put Avon on the board first. Waits for the whistle. And nice. I'm not sure if the goalkeeper got a piece of that or not, Ken.
It looked like it just went a little bit left, a little bit wide. But goalie was there, so
she was ready. She was ready, yeah. She was ready to make a play. So Marsh has made a couple nice plays in goal to start this game for the Royals. We're scoreless. Just a couple minutes in. Ball loose, run down in the back corner by Katie Cleary. That's senior defenseman, number 75. She lost the handle in deep, and now Marsh will pick it back up. Sends it out toward midfield. Ball still loose. Finally taken out of there by Avon. That's Kennedy rushing through. No, make that Lizzie Maharis with the goal.
Strong move to the goal. Had to beat 2-3 defenders there.
That's Lizzie Maharis with the goal. First goal of the night. Scored by the senior. And Avon on the board first. 1-0. Ken, we got some great background information on these players from the head coaches prior to the game. And I think maybe the most intriguing piece of information I got is that Maharis is a member of the U.S. national jump rope team.
That is fantastic. I love it when I see athletes.
I don't have that kind of coordination, Ken. I don't know about you, but
no,
that's not in my wheelhouse.
Not at that level.
So Avon on the board first. Again, both these teams looking for win number 1, come in 0-3 each side. Draw is won by the Royals. That's Katie Matthews who's into the contest, handling. The senior. She'll play collegiately next year at Siena Heights, NAIA program up in Michigan. I don't know much about that program, Ken.
You know, NAIA in general doesn't have the same rules and regulations as the NCAA, and it's a great opportunity for student athletes to continue. But they do have I know on the men's side, they have a pretty solid program. I'm not familiar with the women.
Working inside, trying to come in from the backside is Claire Pittman, number 20 on your screen. It was knocked free, and looks like the Royals might have an opportunity to knot it up here. Perhaps. We'll see where the ball will be put in play, though. I don't think it's going to have the same angle. Yeah, Pittman will play it in from the left angle.
Still plenty of opportunity there.
On the restart. Oh, yeah. Nope. She waits and flips it back. Now looking for a pass in front of the net. It's loose and finally picked up. It's a nice play, though, by the defense, Mallory Chenoweth, number 38, who made that initial deflection to start the run the other way for Avon. It's Avery Srinka running through, trying to get a clear shot, and the Royals did a nice job defensively to cut off any kind of shooting angles. Srinka still with it, and now she unloads it behind the net. Plenty of time and space for Meserish. Presley Meserish. Should mention Lennon Meserish, her younger sister, a sophomore, is also out on the field at the moment.
Coach Ron is just doing so many fantastic things right now for that team, but also just for the growth of the game locally.
He's multitasking down in front of the Avon bench right now. He's yelling out instructions. He's making notes. Ball loose. Avon trying to get a shot on the frame, but can't control it.
Oh, audio, guys, audio first. Did you say audio? Going back to
5-on-4 if they hurry. Pittman attacks the middle, trying to find an angle. Flips it back to Mullen. Mullen looking to get free, and it's knocked loose. So we got a stick check.
Yes.
One thing, if you're with us tonight for both contests, the girls' game is much more of a finesse game, really no physicality whatsoever. I shouldn't go that far, but not a lot. Not like the boys' game.
No, but I at the highest levels, those women, they go at it. They
you
battle.
watched some NCAA. Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Mullen's shot went wide of the frame, and off the inline it goes. Avon gets it on the restart. Unofficially, Avon 4 shots, Roncalli 2. 1-0. Avon on top. Happy you're with us on what has become a somewhat sunny Tuesday evening here on the south side. Matthews able to knock it free and get possession back for the Royals and draw a foul in the defensive end. Here comes Clara Brizendine, one of the leading scorers on the team. She lost the handle, but was fouled in the process. Brizendine with 3 goals so far in the season. 3 of Roncalli's 6. And I think she has it on the restart. About 15 meters out straight away. Looking for an outlet, finds Mullen. Mullen shedding defenders, puts it right over the crossbar. Well, that was close. Couldn't quite find it. Mullen had a good look at it.
That would have been pretty.
Good look at it there. Royals maintain possession on the restart. That's Matthews working from left to right, spinning, turning, shooting, and looked like the goalkeeper Robinson got a piece. Off the inline it goes. Roncalli is in the vicinity and will keep it.
Goalie was in perfect position for that inside roll.
Roncalli still looking. They've had the lion's share of the possession in the last couple minutes here. And whistle violation on the Royals. Back to Avon. Long pass out front to midfield, and the Royals scoop up the loose ball. Now a fight for possession, and Kennedy comes away, Meserish comes away with it. Presley Meserish, the senior, running with it, number 7. And the pass intercepted cleanly by Matthews, and she draws a foul in the Roncalli defensive end. And Matthews takes it up the other way quickly. Flips it ahead to Lauren Lewis, the sophomore, number 4, knocked free, picked up by the Royals. That's Gabrielle Alstott. She draws the contact. Royals on the restart. Alstott lost the handle. And a foul called on Roncalli. So about 10 minutes into this 25-minute first half. Running the other way quickly for the Orioles is Kennedy. Elise Kennedy, the junior mid. Goes behind the cage, taking a look. Royals looking to mark up here. Kennedy's got all sorts of time. What's the strategy when the offense is initiated from the backside in, Ken?
You just have a great view of the entire field. You know, you can't score from back there unless you're coming up above the goal line, but you see everything. So you know who's open, who's not open. It's like you're being the quarterback back there. It's
Pass
a great
in front.
position.
And how much does the defense have to communicate on cutters and that sort of thing?
Oh, it's huge. You know, in the boys' game, they'll typically go back there and chase that player. In the girls' game, they typically leave that player alone. So communication is at any level. You gotta communicate. The goalie has to be talking, and the defensive players have to know what's going on.
Royals have it on the restart. Low-scoring first half, defensive first half, but each team has had some chances. That's Allie Sissel, number 13. And the ball goes out of play.
No short passes. That's a rule. That's what happens.
Girls' game, there are 12 players, including the goalkeeper, on the field. In the boys' game, it's 10. So that's another difference between the two. See the Roncalli boys team down below us to our left in the stands, taking in this one. They'll be in action at 8 o'clock. We'll have that match as well. Hope you can be with us for the majority of the evening. Happy that you're with us currently. Avon, that shot was on the frame and knocked away by Marsh.
Great hustle by the goalie, though.
That was number 18, Kara Harris, who's going to play next year at Trine, who put that one on the frame that Marsh had to make a stop. 1-0 the score. Avon on top, nearing the halfway point of half number 1. Boys play quarters at the high school level. Girls play halves. Meserish with it. Off the steal. And the possession change. Jump shot is blocked away by Marsh. That's another fine play by the freshman goalkeeper.
It was a nice play, but I think the offensive player helped her out a little bit by continuing to go towards the other defensive player. So a little bit of rust here, I think. And
yeah, we mentioned neither one of these teams, Royals, have not played in 21 days. Likewise, Avon. Running behind the goal, that's Clara Brizendine.
Oh, nice inside cut there.
Now on live. One of these is my money on it. Oh no. It was valid? I don't know if that money on.
Orioles. That was Lauren Lewis for Roncalli, number 4, who was trying to find an empty space. And it's number 28, Ashlyn Gutierrez, who comes off. And looks like we have a penalty advantage here for the Royals, momentarily anyway. Lewis on the restart from the left angle. So the Royals with a one-woman advantage. Ball knocked free, and the Orioles come back the other way with it. Running through the midfield and stopped. That's Lauren Connors, number 8, and whistle on the restart. Orioles back with it.
I think both teams, the girls, need to get their heads up and make that extra pass when they're in transition.
It's Lizzie Maharis who has the goal on the night. She got a shot on the frame, but the whistle before the shot stops play.
Great save, though, even though it didn't
yeah,
count.
it was. Down to her right, Marsh knocked it away, but now we've got, from the 12-meter fan, a restart, actually on the restraining area, from the 8-meter arc, I should say. Maharis on the restart has a good angle here to make it 2-0. And it's knocked away. Marsh, another save. Oh, my. Marsh has been ready to go tonight. That's the 7th shot by Avon. Marsh has turned away 6. But the Orioles still have possession. And now we've got a flag. Help me out on the flag there, Ken.
I can't help you there.
Well, okay, fair enough. But we know it's a penalty on Roncalli, and another good angle on the restart potential shot here for the Orioles. This time it's Meserish. And she puts it through. Did she or did she not?
Yeah, she got the shot off.
Oh, it was saved.
Lily, it was.
Beg your pardon.
Yeah, Lily.
Marsh with another save. Here comes Roncalli on the run. And the ball is, another kick save, a nice kick save by Robinson to stop Roncalli. That was Pittman's shot that was kicked away. Mullins got it on the rebound, and now Pittman tries to sneak in and drop one in. Robinson's ready for it. So great goalkeeping at both ends. Keeps this game at 1-0. Long pass ahead, completed and caught Maharis. Heading the other way for Avon. Tries the shot from the left angle. It's wide of the cage, and off the end line it goes. Stays with Avon. Inside 10 minutes to go in the first half. Meserish working left to right, trying to find an angle, and we've got a whistle. I think we have a foul on Roncalli. Now a golden opportunity for Avon here. Looks like, Ken, the angle on this restart's going to be straight away.
That's what shooters like to see. Got a lot of goal to look at.
Maybe just angled off to the left slightly. Let's see. Well, waiting for one of our 3 officials to get Meserish lined up. Look like it's going to be to a left angle a little bit. Similar to the angle that Marsh stopped her on a restart moments ago.
Her being a ready, that might even help.
Oh, and she put it in.
And it did help.
It did. Gave her plenty of time to think about that one, Ken. And Meserish puts that one away. That's Presley Meserish, the senior. And Avon now leads this one 2-0.
And Presley's planning on going to Air Force. So I don't know if she'll be playing lacrosse there, but that is just very impressive.
We've got a timeout. Timeout called by Roncalli. We'll go ahead and keep it here. And we'll take this opportunity to remind you that tonight's game is a production of the Roncalli Media Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of this game without the express written consent of the Roncalli Media Network is prohibited. Tonight's game also brought to us by Ortho Indy. one of the most highly respected orthopedic practices in the Midwest. Ortho Indy provides leading-edge bone, joint, spine, and muscle care from multiple locations throughout Central Indiana while staying true to their mission and their patients. Call them at 317-802-2000. Ortho Indy also sponsors our Player of the Game, which Ken is responsible for that. We'll put that on his to-do list, choosing our Player of the Game. I would say at this point, Ken, we're about 17 minutes in, 8 minutes to go in the first half. Both of these goalkeepers would have to be in the discussion right now for Player of the Game, at least early on.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, the goalies are keeping the teams into it, and up until today, I think both goalies are averaging around 50% save average, which is pretty good for the women's game.
And I would say if you come off of the two goalkeepers, certainly Presley Meserish, who just scored that last goal, she has been. I would think if you were going to identify, at least to this point in the contest, a non-goalkeeper, an outfield player that has had the biggest impact on the game, it would be her.
Yeah, she's definitely something that the Roncalli coaches might be talking about right now. She's an impact player right away.
She's been able to initiate the offense. Avon has unofficially outshot Roncalli 9-6 thus far. Timeout winding down, and action will restart with Avon leading 2-0. Is it 2-0 in lacrosse? It's not nil, right? That's a soccer thing.
Correct.
I threw nil out earlier, and
Hey, it depends on what kind of point you want to get across.
I suppose. Or if I want to come across as highbrow, I guess.
Mm-hmm. But regardless of the score, this is definitely two evenly matched teams.
No question. No question. And I think we expected that coming in, that this was going to be a pretty even matchup. Both of these teams have played a pretty challenging schedule early on. You look, Avon has played Westfield and Park Tudor, two very good north side programs. Roncalli's played the two Evansville programs, Wrights and Bossy, and Brebeuf Jesuit, who are also three really good programs.
I've been seeing a lot of growth down in that this southern Indiana part there.
Anything other than in Evansville? Has it grown in any other parts of the state or just in Evansville? I know that's the most populated part of that part of the state.
The northern part, it's starting to really expand a lot.
Okay.
I think maybe a couple of years ago there's one or two teams, and I'm not even certain, obviously, but I think there's about 6 to 8 teams now up there.
Okay.
And it's nice because they're close to Chicago and Michigan, so they can play
Plenty of
Indiana
opponents,
teams.
right, yeah.
Exactly.
Pass rolled through the restricted area. But Avon able to hold on the possession. Meserish holds. Finds Maharis in front. And a whistle from the weak side official. What do we have? Violation on Roncalli, so Avon with the restart, but no shooting angle. The restart will come from basically the goal line extended out to the left corner.
I'm not certain, but I think there were too many girls. They kind of maybe said they were playing a zone there for a second.
This certainly from this angle, Ken, it'd have to be a pass, right? You can't shoot from that angle, I wouldn't think.
You'd be surprised, but yeah.
Fair enough. Oh, that's a nice setup from behind the cage. Pass over the top by Meserish, and she finds Elise Kennedy for the goal.
And that would have been a much better opportunity there, and it proved true. But, at the higher levels, when these girls and boys, when they practice all the time, the stick truly becomes an extension of their arms. So, you can put a ball in a really, really small spot, but it takes years of practice.
Well, that's the first time that pass and the assist to Presley Meserish, that's the first time tonight that we've seen either team execute not even just the goal, but an effective shot on the frame, initiating from behind.
From X, yep. It's a great spot. A lot of offenses will start back there on both sides of the game.
Inside 6.5 minutes to go, 6:40 to go, I should say. And Avon controls the restart. Here's Kennedy, who just scored. Trying to find a shooting angle. She gets in deep, and she puts it in. Boy, she wouldn't waste any time.
No.
Goals just 19 seconds apart, both by the junior, Elise Kennedy. And Avon has extended its advantage to 4-0 with 6.5 minutes to go here in the first half.
They're going to have to get some bodies on her. Got to slow her down, otherwise that she's going to keep shooting.
Well, Roncalli had that stretch from about the 14-minute mark to about the 11-minute mark where they had a lion's share of the possession down at the west end, but they couldn't get anything going. Couldn't get any momentum. Couldn't get a sequence where they get 2 or 3 shots in a possession. And Avon has made them pay.
Oh yeah, it's all games, ebbs and flows.
Running behind the net and coming around the other side, that's Maharis, and she scores. And Avon starting to pull away here in the late stages of half number 1. That's the second goal of the night for Maharis. She scored the first goal of the game 4 minutes in. And we've got another timeout called by Roncalli.
And that's being on the USA jump rope team. I mean, she's probably clearly has the best footwork out here.
Footwork and foot speed,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yep.
We've got some breaks to catch up on, so during this timeout, we're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll step aside for 60 seconds. When we come back, we will have more from Roncalli Stadium. Avon leads 5-0. We're back with more in 60 seconds after this. You're watching Roncalli Girls Lacrosse on the Roncalli Media Network.
Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game. Because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
The boys lacrosse match with Avon. I'll go in about 8 o'clock. We'll sign off and take a break in between. But right now, Avon has scored, Ken, 3 goals in the last 47 seconds to go from 2 up to 5 up. And Bill Niedzgotsky down there talking to his team. And I would think some defensive adjustments might be in order for the Royals.
Oh, absolutely. They're kind of letting the girls just get on top of the goalie. They're not helping their goalie, so they have to be a little more physical.
In a game, in the girls' game though, where it's much the on-ball defense is not as physical as it is in the boys' game. What are some of the things that a defense can do to try and regain possession or maybe get the ball headed back the other way?
You know, as a guy who's coached, you don't necessarily want to focus on just taking the ball away. It's kind of, to me, it's if you have a player that can do that, that's great. But if you can get the team to make passes they don't want to make, that's going to usually create transition. Or at least get the ball on the ground and an opportunity to pick it up.
Right. I didn't forget what you said about short passes earlier too. I've got that stuck in the back of my head. Keep that for later.
They're just hard to catch. You don't have any time to think about it.
Avon controls on the restart, leading 5-0. Ball flipped ahead, and it is on the ground, picked up. Tend to be picked up anyway. Now it is. Picked up by Emma Wagner. See a couple of the girls, as the ball's rewon won back by Avon. That's Maharis. Takes it to the end line, goes behind the net to survey. Royals trying to find the cutters in front. And the trailer.
So you'll notice when the ball is behind the goal, a lot of the girls are watching the ball carrier. And this is where they need to watch the girls they're responsible for.
So on the restart, Dylan Smiley, the sophomore, number 4 on your screen, she'll have about as good an angle as you can get from a shooter's standpoint. Straight away, puts it low and wide, however, and it goes off the end line. Got a couple players in the back end, Ken, defensively for Roncalli wearing helmets. What's the rule or what's the thought process there? I know the goalkeepers are wearing helmets, obviously, but the outfield players.
So, it's just for player safety, 100% for player safety. It's not mandatory anymore, or not mandatory at this stage, but I have a feeling it will be down the road.
Meanwhile, nice offensive setup by Roncalli. Brisendine's shot's knocked away off a great initial feed, but the Royals maintain possession, trying to get on the scoreboard. Ball's loose right in front, and a whistle stops play. But that was a great setup by Hannah Morgan, number 12, who found Brisendine for the shot that was kicked away.
Yeah, the goalie, she couldn't get her stick over, but she put her body in front of that ball. So
whatever you need to do.
Exactly.
So Avon has it on the restart.
And then just on top of the helmet, so way back, like in the 90s, goggles came out on the women's game, and everybody was in uproar. They've adjusted nicely to that, and I think just with the level of athletes that are now playing this game, and it is a physical game. But the worst thing is that ball's flying around. So I think the helmet is eventually going to be here to stay. I know a lot of people probably won't agree with that, but in my mind, it's player safety. I remember seeing a hockey player lose his professional career because before helmets came out and he got hit in his face and ended his career. We don't want to see that. So.
Yeah. And you and I are old enough to remember Craig McTavish skating on the ice with the only guy not wearing a helmet and looking out of place.
Yep.
Back in the 80s NHL.
And who was it? Doug Wilson, I think, for the Hawks was another guy who was. Yep. And now it's like, who would think of not playing with a helmet and an eye shield? And that's where. And then hockey, it's more one-dimensional, right? The ball mostly on the ice, the puck.
Right.
Lacrosse, there's a lot more action. So that's why I think it will. Obviously they'll base it all on science and facts and all that, but.
Well, with lacrosse, you've got 2 items. You've got the ball and the stick that both spend time at eye level.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. And yeah.
Whereas in hockey, you really only have the stick that's really at eye level, and that's not as frequent.
Exactly.
Ball is loose. Avon's got it, but Roncalli hustling back defensively, and a nice play. A nice play by Katie Cleary to hold up. And now the stick chop will cause a whistle and a stoppage.
So I think she came a little too far down on that check. It was a great check, but she followed through a little too much.
2:20, 2:15 left to go in the first half. Avon leads 5-0. On the restart, nice back check by Clary to knock the ball away, but Avon maintains possession. Maharis had her shot blocked before it got to the cage by one of the defenders. That was number 17, Grace Staylor.
Goalie had no help there, made a fantastic one-on-one save.
Avon, though, maintains possession. Behind the net, that's Maharis, number 1. She has 2 goals. Shot on net is caught and saved. Caught right in the net. In the basket.
Great outlet pass. Here we go.
Harper Davis on the shot. Now the Royals have a rush the other way. See if they can capitalize. Trying to get free shot low to the low corner. It's kicked away. Mullen runs it down for the Royals. That was a great shot by Hannah Morgan, number 12. Can she put it right where she should have? Low right corner.
I like it. I'm not, you know what? I think she could get a step closer, but at the end of the day, that ball was either going in the goal or her teammate was going to get the backup.
Yep.
So
Royals maintain possession, trying to get one more opportunity here before the half winds down. Less than a minute to go. As soon as this half runs out, we'll take a break of a couple minutes and come back with some thoughts and recap on our Beck Service Center halftime show. Avon leads 5-0. Royals trying to keep it at the offensive end. But at least Kennedy, who has a couple goals, able to maneuver ahead, finds Maharis. Maharis takes it behind the net. 23 seconds to go, first half. Royals need one more stop here. Cutting in front's Kennedy, but she can't control the pass. Boy, she had a shot if she could have controlled it.
That was great ball movement, great pass.
Scooped up by Harper Doris. Still time, but the half winding down. 5 seconds to go. 4, 3. Maharis scores and puts it in. A one-hopper into the back of the net just before the halftime buzzer. So Maharis scores her third goal of the night. And that settles up the first half score at Avon 6, Roncalli nothing. We head to the halftime break. We will step aside for 2 minutes. When we come back, we'll have all the particulars on tonight's Beck Service Center halftime show. That's next. You're watching Roncalli Girls Lacrosse on the Roncalli Media Network.
We're so thrilled to have Peyton Manning's name on our children's hospital. But we are a hospital designed for kids.
And then the halfback went in motion and then ran a slant route across the middle. Try to get a linebacker isolated on him. I like this beat. It's nice. Give me some more bass. A little more bass here. These are nice. Wish they had them at the adult hospital next door. They have to make this giraffe green.
That's crazy.
Might be right. Let's go red right, scat right, 585, wide drag. On two. Ready? Break. Nice ride. Y'all have these in blue? Can you hear this?
There's only one Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, offering world-class compassionate care for your child. Schedule primary, ER, or specialist care online.
Thanks, Peyton. We've got this.
Oh, okay. That's where they go.
And we're back at Roncalli Stadium. Rob Brown, Ken Levenberg with you. Halftime of this boys-girls lacrosse doubleheader. Avon leads 6-0. Let's recap the first half. Avon outshot the Royals 15-8. Avon led on the scoreboard by Lizzie Maharis, the senior mid. She had 3 of the 6 goals. Elise Kennedy had goals number 3 and 4 for her 2 goals in that first half. She's a junior. And then Presley Meseroche, she had the second goal for her lone goal of the night. She did have an assist in that first half as well for this 6-0 score. Ken, in terms of what you saw from both teams, what you see from both teams offensively?
Just that last 10 minutes, it looked like Avon was out of break mode, and they were running with a purpose. It seems like Roncalli is still trying to kind of find themselves in this game, and we'll see. Second half, so it can be night and day. So I'm excited for the rest of this.
To your point, Avon, 5 of their 6 goals came in the final 8:05 of that first half. It was a 1-0 game. The first goal came 4 minutes in, but then neither team scored for about 13 minutes, and certainly the Royals had more than a few opportunities. And in that scoreless 13-minute stretch from the 21-minute mark to the 8-minute mark, I would say that the Royals had probably 60 to 65% of possession.
Yeah, it certainly looked that way. Yep. But you got to produce too with those possessions, and if you don't, it can give the other team confidence.
Well,
And
we've got breaks to get to, so we need to get to one more break, 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll take you up to the start of the second half. The Beck's pregame show rolls on. The Beck's Service Center halftime show, I should say, rolls on from Roncalli. We'll step out for 2 minutes. Back with more after this on the Roncalli Media Network.
Every day, we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
Rob Brown and Ken Levenberg back with you as we await the start of this second half. Roncalli and Avon, girls lacrosse. First of two for you tonight, as the boys will get it going at 8 o'clock. As soon as this game ends, we'll sign off for a little bit and be back with you at 8 for the boys' game after sundown here on the south side. This is the first of 3 broadcasts for you this week here on the network. We'll be back with you on Friday, weather permitting, here on the Roncalli YouTube channel for the softball season opener. The defending 4A state champions, David Lauk's softball team, currently ranked number 1 in the country, taking on Ben Davis on Friday night. Again, weather permitting, 5:30 our start time for that one. You can watch that matchup here on the Roncalli YouTube channel. Ken, I know you and I talked in the lead up to this one. You were very involved, and your background here, at least since you came to the state of Indiana, is to grow the game. And I know you talked about it a little bit, but now that we've got a halftime, we got a few minutes for you to expound on it. What these two coaches specifically, in terms of Bill Niedzgotsky and Ron Meserich, what they've done to kind of grow the girls' game here in Central Indiana.
yeah, it's just impressive. I've been around the game. I started playing in 1981. And been around a lot of people growing the game, and these guys are the real deal. They're out there just, they're not there to pat themselves on the back. They're just to grow the game and also just give the girls an outlet, which is so important, and a voice. And that's what I think these guys shine. They're not just there to coach lacrosse. They're there to mentor young women to become strong young women. And I really appreciate that. And what's really cool is Coach Bill is now used to be the president of the Indiana Girls Lacrosse Association. And then he turned the reins. I think there was some voting, but he then turned the reins over to Ron. I'm not certain how that works, but these two coaches, not only are they doing a great job for their programs locally, they're doing it at a state level, and they're good friends too. They talk all the time and they share notes, and this has been a 4-year relationship.
Well, and I think it's telling. We were fortunate to get a lot of really good background information from these two head coaches in the prep for tonight, in terms of player information, program information, coach information. And I think it's telling that when we asked for coaching staff background from these two head coaches, the first thing that they mentioned about themselves were that they helped start these programs. Not, hey, I've coached this number of years, I've won this number of games. It's, hey, I helped start this. And that shows you where their head's at in terms of wanting to develop and grow it.
Oh, no doubt. The very first note I got was the first year existence, Avon girls lacrosse team mentored Roncalli in getting started. I mean, it's not about themselves.
Yep.
It's great to see.
Well, and if you go on the Roncalli Athletics website, each sport will have all the spring sports currently have up on their websites on the front page a preview, season preview, if you will, that the coaches will write. They'll mention players and so forth. And I think it's telling in terms of the growth of this Roncalli program specifically that one of the things that Coach Nigioski mentioned in his preview is that this is on their roster, the Royals have 2 players who came up through the junior program, which shows you that this program has been around long enough and the junior program that the roots have taken hold to the extent that now you've got players that have come up as middle schoolers and even grade schoolers that are now in the high school that you've had a chance to be around and build a relationship with your program. And you got to think that that's only going to continue. And I know you've seen it in other parts in Illinois where you grew up. Once you start having those types of growth, then it becomes exponential from that point forward.
Oh, I've seen it firsthand, like you said. I've been a part of it. There's young men that I mentored that are now coaching at the Division I level. I don't take responsibility for them, but I identified them and they were playing. But it's just love of the game, and these will be the future coaches of the area, and future. It's going to be fantastic. It's just huge for a program to have that kind of feeder program.
Well, we're getting ready to start this second half with Avon leading 6-0. Second half, look at your graphic there, 6-0 the score. Second half about to get underway. Teams will switch ends. So for the Royals, that means moving right to left across your screen toward the east goal. The sun is now out and bright as we near the 7 o'clock hour. I almost said as we near the 7 o'clock hour on the south side, but it's pretty much 7 o'clock everywhere in the eastern time zone, not just on the south side.
Also, one more thing with Avon, Coach Ron is one of the co-founders, starting the team back in 2017. So he's been here from the ground floor.
And we mentioned he has 2 daughters on the team currently. Presley, who had a goal in the first half, and Lennon, who's a sophomore defender. And then his older daughter, Greta, currently plays at Anderson, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Division III program, just up the street.
So the Royals have it on the restart. That's Ana Rosario, number 32, trying to get in on goal. And we've got a delayed call. And I think the Royals are going to have an opportunity here to maybe put it on the frame on the restart. That flag is explained to us. The flag is very similar to a play on in soccer in terms of there was an advantage created. And I'll finish that thought here in a moment as Rosario has a chance here.
Interesting positioning on the goalie here.
Just going far post, and Rosario goes there, and it's wide of the mark. But the Royals were waiting behind the net to recover the rebound. Now running in is Pittman. She lost the handle on almost a jump shot, and it's knocked free, and it goes back to Avon. We're going to say on that flag play, it's very much like an advantage play in soccer in terms of a foul was committed by the defense, but the offense has an advantage. So the officials wait for the play to play out, and if a goal is not created, then the offense gets it on the restart.
Yeah, the boys have been doing that for years, and it makes sense. That way you can't commit a foul just to stop the play.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing the NBA do something with that to get rid of the take foul at midcourt, which has become the bane of my existence as an NBA fan. Royals working out of their defensive end. And the handle's lost, and it rolls out of bounds. Back to Avon. Second half, about 2 minutes in, Avon leads 6-0. Behind the goal, that's Presley Mezerish. Now she circles back in front, And a kick save, but a whistle right as she shot it. Ball was kicked wide by Marsh, but the whistle came right before the shot. I think a foul was committed, so Mesrich will have a restart right in front, straight away. Great angle for her to put one away here. See if Marsh is up to the challenge. And Marsh with a nice catch in the net for the save.
She was in a very good athletic position. She was able to rise up or go down and make that save.
What's the coaching point there, Ken? And we'll get that here in a second in terms of on those restarts. Nice, another kick save by Marsh. When you're coaching a goalkeeper on that shot, what's the message to the goalkeeper on that particular play when that restart's coming from straight away?
Well, hopefully they do a little bit of scouting, know if the player's righty or lefty,
Yep.
you know, which side they like to go to. But if you don't know anything, you just want to be in the middle of the goal and be big. Maybe cheat a little bit towards their stick side.
Okay.
Like we're talking just a couple inches. You move over a little bit. But what that goalie was doing there, I don't know if she was consciously doing it, but she was getting really low. You know, that way if the player, mentally that player's seeing a lot of the goal. But the goalie knows I can get to that position quickly.
Right.
So there's a little bit of psychology there when you're in the goal.
Because it's easier to go up than go down. It's easier to stand up and extend and cover the top of the net versus
Correct.
to get lower.
Yeah, gravity is, for you to drop down really quickly. So I used to play a lot of goalie, and I would teach goalies in that situation, just be lower than normal for that reason.
So after another Roncalli foul, this is Elise Kennedy on the restart, off to a little bit of a right angle, but she's got a good angle to put it on the frame, and she sends it high over the crossbar, rolls off the end line.
I do want to preface, though, there's different styles for every goalie, and there is no right or wrong way as long as you stop the ball.
I know when I was playing soccer goalie growing up, I was taught on a penalty kick to look at the eyes. Mm-hmm. Look at where the first place the shooter looked before they came to the ball.
Oh, yeah, you definitely have to watch the eyes. But at the higher levels, too, like the stick becomes an extension of your body, and you can put that ball in the smallest spaces. So you could look left and shoot it right.
Right.
But, that takes a while to get there.
Yeah, I found the older I got, the less that strategy worked. I tossed it out the window by about age 11.
Yeah, you'll see goalies like cheating a little bit, not really cheating, but stepping a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left, being tall, being short, whatever works for them.
Messer is trying to find an angle, and in traffic, she dumped it in. I'm not sure how she got that through, but she did.
It looked like it might have gone
Presley
5-hole.
Messerich. Her second goal of the night. Boy, it certainly looked to me, Ken, like Roncalli had Mesrich surrounded and had taken away the angle.
Yeah, but the biggest thing is I know they can't check them hard, but they got to be on their body and equal pressure. So in that situation when they're that close, equal pressure means you need to be pushing a little bit harder, and that's the way it is. So otherwise, they're just going to stand there and shoot around you.
So 7-0 the score. Avon on top. Just under 5 minutes into the second half. Kennedy lost the handle, but it rolls right to, and it's finally picked up by Marsh. Initially, that was Srinka, number 29, who tried to put it on the net, but could not. Now Roncalli's got to rush the other way. Let's see if they can capitalize.
Got to go back up top. There's no numbers there. Look at that trailer.
Oregon has a trailer. Instead sends it across, but kind of lost the handle on it, and it looped right in to the crease and into the basket of Robinson, who sends a long pass near midfield. That's fought for and still not controlled. Finally is by Avon, angling back out front. That's Connors. He drifts to the right side.
So see how the player covering her, I don't want to say anything bad, but she's just standing there with one stick on her hand. If that player decided to run at her, she's not going to be able to stop her.
Right. Now a delayed call on Roncalli, I believe. Let's see. Flag is out. And the players are reacting. I think it will be an Avon shot on the restart. This one from a little further out, though, for Maharis, who has 3 goals tonight. And she passes, opting to set something up instead of putting one on the net. Royals trying to mark up defensively. Cutting in front, and the pass is wide of the mark. Pass went one way, player went the other, but Avon's still able to maintain, as that's Larkin Bryant, number 22, who handles, and then a violation on the Orioles gets it back to the Royals.
All right, Roncalli needs to do something now. They're not out of this game, but they need to make something happen.
Matthews working in a triple team. And now whistle will give Roncalli the opportunity on the restart. And Brizendine running through midfield. She's on the run. She's got a mind for goal. And
shooting space.
Yep. So a violation on Avon. That'll set Brizendine up straight away. It's a great opportunity for the senior.
She looks hungry.
She waits for the whistle. Puts it on the frame and a basket save. Robinson was ready for it. Brizendine went low into Robinson's right, and Robinson was ready. Loose ball picked back up by the Royals. And an errant pass intercepted. Here comes Avon the other way. That's Srinka running the middle of the field. Ooh, had an open teammate on the wing. The pass goes out of play. "16 minutes and change left in this one. Avon leads Roncalli 7-0. Pass ahead, there's Pittman. Out near midfield for Roncalli. Looking for a teammate up in the offensive end. She finds Allstott. Allstott with a defender on her hip, who had a teammate out front, couldn't find it though. Still trying to pivot away. Now the ball jarred loose. Mullen fighting for control down there in the corner with Gutierrez. And Pittman able to keep it in and keep possession. Pittman, ooh, splitting defenders. Lost the handle. Ooh, man, she was one step away, I think, from firing one up.
She was. Here we go. They're going to get another opportunity.
Brizendine has it back. Looking for a teammate ahead of the play. Finds Morgan. Morgan cut off at the right arc.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, inside to Matthews, who can't get a handle on it, but Matthews finally able to gain possession behind the cage. And we'll survey it.
There's a cutter. Find her. Yep. Ooh.
Ooh, pass on the frame, shot kicked wide, I should say, by Robinson. And then knocked loose. And a nice hustle for the ball that time. Morgan wins possession on the hustle. Finds Matthews. Ooh, she turned to shoot it before she had full control. And now the ball jarred loose, a collision, and a foul called on the Royals. Shots even at 3 in this second half, but make that 4-3, in favor of Avon. And Avon ball on the restart.
Roncalli definitely looks like they're stepping up their level of play. See if that will translate to some goals.
They've certainly picked the pace up and had a greater percentage of possession, but have not been able to turn that into goals. Official ruling that Doris was pushed out. Doris up the sideline. And they say she was not pushed out.
There we go.
Mullen
Good
with
job.
it. Looking for a teammate, finds Brizendine. Brizendine on the wing, Morgan. Finds a cutter. That was Kylie Perkins cutting in, number 51. Trying to regain possession. The ball loose. Kick to the corner. Pittman giving chase. And able to run it down. Not quite. But has a teammate there. And it's scooped up. What's the call? Foul on Avon. That's Anna Rosario, number 32. Working from the left side.
They stopped a break.
On Rosario, shot is knocked away. Rosario got all the way in and got a nice shot on the frame. But another save by Robinson, who has a shutout going right now. The senior goalie.
A lot of open girls.
And nice save, low and to the right. Meser make that Maharis track down the loose ball after her first shot was blocked. But then Avon commits a foul and gives it back to the Royals. Past the halfway mark of the second half, Avon leads 7-0. Clara Brizendine has it, midfield. She's got possession, runs by a defender, has teammates on her left and right, drifts to the right, finds Mullen. Mullen heading in, loads up and puts it in.
There we go.
Natalie Mullen, the senior. Natalie Mullen finds the net for her first goal of the season. And the Royals are on the board. (7-1) the score.
I think Claire, number 25, was a big part of that goal. She's been running hard here the last 10 minutes. Making some nice things happen for her teammates.
Brizendine's run through the middle really set up that odd-numbered rush for the Royals. Puts Roncalli on the board. 7-1 the score.
It's a game of runs, so let's see what happens.
Fight for control, and Avon first to it. And a shot wide. That was Maharis. On the restart, Avon has it. Behind the goal, that's Meserish. Looking for Maharis, and the ball deflected out. Maharis still able to go get it, but the Royals were able to get her out in front of the goal and outside the restricted area. Meserish setting up behind the net. Still waiting. Royals defending the cutters coming through.
Avon's maintaining very nice spacing.
And a nice save. Shot was on the frame by Maharis, and Marsh was ready to knock it away. Meserish attacking from the left, and a whistle before the shot. Measures will have an opportunity from the left on the restart. And her shot's blocked by a defender before it even gets to the cage. Easy pickup off the turf for Marsh. Royals on the run.
Okay, move that ball. There you go, good.
That's Paige Tucker, number 18. And Morgan puts it in the back of the net on the one hopper.
That's why you move the ball.
Hannah Morgan on the goal. So the Royals have scored 2 straight, and a little burst by Roncalli's offense has triggered a timeout called by Avon. 9:21 to go here in the game. Roncalli trails 7-2. We'll go ahead and step out for 60 seconds and come back with more from the stadium after this. You're watching Roncalli Girls Lacrosse on the Roncalli Media Network.
We're so thrilled to have Peyton Manning's name on our children's hospital. But we are a hospital designed for kids.
And then the halfback went in motion and then ran a slant route across the middle. Try to get a linebacker isolated on him. I like this beat. It's nice. Give me some more bass. A little more bass here. These are nice. Wish they had them at the adult hospital next door. I think I'm gonna make this giraffe green.
That's crazy.
Might be right. Let's go red right, scat right, 585, wide drag, on two. Ready? Break. Nice ride. Y'all have these in blue? Can you hear this?
There's only one Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, offering world-class compassionate care for your child. Schedule primary ER or specialist care online.
Thanks, Peyton. We've got this.
Oh, okay. That's where they go.
I can be. I won't take offense. He just said perk up. He said I'm doing great, but he's like, perk up.
Rob Brown, Ken Levenberg back with you at Roncalli Stadium. Royals have scored 2 goals in the last 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Put a little energy back into this game, and I don't know if I'd say a lot, Ken, but maybe a little doubt in Avon's mind. Maybe they got in a little bit of a coast mode, perhaps, and the Royals took advantage. Certainly the Royals have been, you called it, even before Roncalli got on the scoreboard, Roncalli's been the aggressor the last 5 or 6 minutes. And I don't care if it's lacrosse, basketball, hockey, what have you. A lot of times the more aggressive team is going to control the action.
100%. I'm a firm believer of that. Even if you take some penalties you don't really want to take, it just sets the tone. You don't want to play dirty, but you have to be aggressive. You have to assert your authority, and it goes for anything, whether you're a golfer or a boxer or a women's lacrosse player. You gotta let them know that you're there and ready to play.
So the Royals have scored 2 goals, the last 2 goals, I should say, to make it 7-2 with 9:21 to go here in the contest. Again, we'll have the boys' game between Roncalli and Avon at 8 o'clock here on the Roncalli YouTube channel. Different stream, however, so we'll after our post-game show, we'll sign off on this stream and catch you on another stream on the Roncalli YouTube channel at the top of the hour. Royals have it on the restart. That's Rosario running through midfield. Pittman scoops up the ground ball, trying to put it on the net. Kick saved by Robinson.
It's a great save by the goalie, just being athletic. She clearly wasn't able to get a stick on it, but she made an athletic play to stop the ball.
That's Tori Williams on the run, just into the contest. She's got it on the right side. Now the Royals retreat a little bit defensively.
Yeah, I wish they would push out a little bit more. They need the ball back.
Well, they get it as Matthews has the ground ball, but then lost the handle. And she tried to shoulder Connors off the ball and called for the foul. With 8:15 to go. And the Royals trailing 7-2. Both these teams coming in 1-3, looking for win number 1 of this 2022 season. Meserish drifts behind the net. Now she tries to dance in on the right side, and the Royals have her surrounded.
That was nice physical defense there, and you see what the result is. A shot's a little bit wide, made her uncomfortable.
Nice tandem defense, as you alluded. The primary defender forced her into the second defender on the pivot. Nice job by Avon, though, to maintain or regain possession, I should say, and a foul called on the Royals. A little bit out of shooting range, but as it stands, Avon will have it on the restart. That's Kennedy, and a nice basket save again by Marsh.
I love how she got the ball up and out. This could be a transition
Pass
opportunity.
out toward midfield, and a loose ball is scooped up by Pittman. Royals on the rush. Pittman, nice stick check by the defender out there. That's Meserish, who knocked it free. Lennon Meserish, the younger of the two Meserish sisters.
For all you younger players out there, it's not always a great thing to go right to the goal. Sometimes just looking behind you and finding that third or fourth player that might be open would be a better opportunity. And that would be called a slow break if you're new to this.
Okay, yep,
So
yep.
fast break is going towards the goal, making passes. Slow break, you're looking for that third or fourth or fifth player.
But I would assume it's similar from a basketball standpoint that the defenders, their eyes are not on the trailing offensive player. So a lot of times that offensive player can drift into some open space.
Oh, yeah, and a lot of times they're running right up the middle.
Offense initiated from behind the net for Avon, leading 7-2 with 6:15 to go. Pass in front is loose, but scooped up nicely by Srinka. Srinka on the run, and what's the call? We got a foul on the Royals, I believe. Yep. Avon will have it on the restart, and Srinka's got a pretty good angle here to put it on the frame. Marsh has been very good in these situations in goal for the Royals tonight. Srinka tried the bounce shot, and it skipped right over the crossbar. I'm going to guess, Ken, on turf, that shot is a little more difficult to pull off.
The bounce shot?
Yeah.
It's just not as unpredictable. It's still a great shot, but yes, it's a little bit easier for the goalie to read.
I would imagine on natural grass, that shot's a handful.
Oh, there's times that ball will be going right towards the goal, hit a little bump, and then make a 90-degree turn. Grass, but there are very few grass fields these days, which is, I guess, a good thing, especially in Indiana with our weather. So
Srinka on the restart. Tried the bounce shot again, and it's wide. Picked up. And the goalkeeper, Marsh, trying to send it out toward midfield.
there are little tricks the players can do with their sticks to get on those shots. As for bounce shots, they can actually put a little spin on the ball. They can make it do crazy things, but they got to put the work in and practice those things. Here you go, Roncalli's moving the ball down. They just found an open player cutting down the middle. Missed pass.
And the Royals able to get it back, but time's starting to draw short a little bit. Just 4:15 left. That's Rosario, who scoops it up, trying to get in on frame. Knocked off the ball nicely that time by the defender, Gutierrez. But Rosario wins it back. Here's Brizendine. Out front to Morgan, who has one of the two goals tonight. Looks inside. Matthews has it. Turns, shoots, and it trickled loose and is picked up off the ground by Robinson. Oh, my.
Goalie made the best play, but you know what? That was a fantastic play by Roncalli. The feeder had her head up. She was looking. There was a cutter. It just didn't work out for them.
Matthews looks ahead, finds Brizendine, and the shot ricochets off the shoulder of Robinson. That was on the frame. Royals have really picked up the offense. 6 shots here in this second half. Ball is loose, 3:15 to go. 7-2 the score, Avon on top. And we've got a whistle. It's a play on. Play on, that's Maharis. Takes it behind the net. Royals getting defenders back. Ball knocked loose. Royals have it back. Inside 3 minutes to go. That's Kylie Perkins on the run.
Okay, draw and dump now. Move the ball.
Perkins over to Morgan. 2 teammates over there. Pittman's there with her. Morgan heads inside. Pittman attacking from the right side. Trying to go backhand side. Circling in. Turn, shoots. Too much traffic there, and Robinson scoops it up.
Hands weren't free to get a shot off. That was good defense.
Tough to get a lot on that shot.
Oh, yeah, especially when that defender's got her stick on your arms, push driving you out.
Here's Maharis with 3 goals on the night. Trying to make it 4, and the shot's wide. 2 minutes left. Avon leading 7-2. Again, as soon as this game concludes, we'll step out for a couple minutes, and then we'll have an abbreviated Steve's Flowers and Gifts post-game show. Here's Morgan. On the run, all the way, hits it wide. Had a good look at it.
They're not quitting. This is awesome. This is how programs are built.
Yeah, the last half of this second half has been far and away the best sustained play the Royals have had all night. And the Royals have actually outscored Avon in this second half 2-1.
Hey, you got to be, as a coach, you got to be proud. If you know the game, you may not win it. Let's win what we can win. And if they can win the second half, to me, that's a victory.
1 minute to go, 1:05 to go, to be specific. Here's Maharis running with the defender on her hip. Takes it in, puts it on the frame, and Marsh, again, another save. 25 shots unofficially for Avon and 18 saves for Marsh. Here's Morgan trying to get one last opportunity. A number favorable rush for the Royals, but a nice job defensively that time by number 28, Gutierrez, to clear it away for the Orioles. Here's Mezerish. She's got a goal and an assist to her credit tonight. Actually, 2 goals, I should say. The only second half goal for Avon. Dances in, and the shot is saved. Another save for Marsh.
10 seconds, you get a shot off here.
10 seconds, chance to get a shot off. Here comes Morgan, 4-on-4. Morgan lost it, got it back, 3 seconds, 2, trying to get control, and that'll do it. So the Royals outscore Avon 2-1 in the second half, but it's Avon's 6-0 first half advantage that's the difference tonight, as Avon defeats Roncalli by the score of 7-2. We'll go ahead and take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll recap this one on the Steve's Flowers and Gifts postgame show. That's next in 2 minutes. You're watching Roncalli Girls Lacrosse on the Roncalli Media Network.
Every day, we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
Rob Brown, Ken Levenberg back with you at Roncalli Stadium as game number 1 is in the books. Avon defeats Roncalli in girls lacrosse 7-2, our final score. Let's recap the game for you. Avon scored 6 goals in the first half, the final 5 of which came in the final 8:05 of the half. 3 goals in that first half by senior Lizzie Maharis, 2 from Elise Kennedy, and 1 from Presley Meserish. That made it 6-0 at the half. Meserish added a second goal 5 minutes into the second half, making it 7-0 Avon. But then Roncalli was the better team in the last 15 minutes or so. Royals got their only 2 goals in a 2-minute span. At the 11:25 mark, Natalie Mullen scored. And then Hannah Morgan added a goal 2 minutes and 4 seconds later. Royals had plenty more chances in the final 8 minutes, but were unable to find the back of the net anymore. But certainly, Ken, the Royals can, I think, build on the last 10, 12 minutes that they saw in this ball game in terms of momentum for the next time out.
Oh, no doubt. I think, as a fan and as a coach, they have to be very excited of the way they finished that game. And they didn't play in, 20 days? So, I think they're on the right move. I'm pretty excited for them.
Time to hand out our players of the game. We're going to hand out an offensive and a defensive player for both sides. Certainly defensively, both goalkeepers were stellar tonight. And certainly from a Roncalli standpoint, Addison Marsh, who is not the regular starting goalkeeper for the Royals, she had 19 saves on 26 shots and I thought did a phenomenal job, especially on some of those shots off of restarts.
Yeah, and she's a freshman. So, and what I really liked was her field vision was after she made the save, she was making really good decisions outletting the ball.
And the senior goalkeeper for Avon, Ivana Robinson, she stopped 14 of 16 shots and actually shut the Royals out for the first 39 minutes of the contest tonight. She was stellar.
Oh, just truly impressive to watch. She was making stick saves, body saves, kick saves. She was a wall. She did an incredible job.
Those are our defensive players of the game tonight. Lizzie Maharis led all scorers. She had 3 goals, the senior mid for Avon. She is Avon's offensive player of the game. And then for Roncalli, even though she did not score, Claire Brizendine, the senior, if you had to pick, I think, Ken, one player that was central to Roncalli's momentum surge, if you will, offensively in that final 11 minutes, she was at the center of all of it.
Oh, as somebody who's never seen these girls play before, she stuck out her speed and she just wanted to make something happen. So you could tell that. She was very, very aggressive in a good way.
So those are our offensive and defensive players of the game tonight, both on the Roncalli and the Avon sides. Ortho Indy is one of the most highly respected orthopedic practices of the Midwest. Sponsoring our player of the game, Ortho Indy provides leading-edge bone, joint, spine, and muscle care for multiple locations throughout central Indiana while staying true to their mission and their patients. Call them at 317-802-2000. Well, for the Royals, who dropped to 0-4, they will next be in action on Saturday, heading down to Bloomington for 2 games. They'll take on the Bloomington Combined Squad and Evansville Central on Saturday. Both those games will be played in Bloomington. Meanwhile, Avon will be back at it next Monday night with a Hendricks County matchup at Brownsburg as the Orioles improved to 1-3 on the season. Ken, some final thoughts on this one before we wrap it up. What did you see from both of these teams that you liked?
I just, I'm seeing a lot of the growth of the game. So these are not powerhouse programs, right? No one's going to deny that. But, they are growing the game from the ground floor up, and I'm seeing a lot of I already see a bright future, and I see a lot of bright play, and it's only going to get better. And, and for one of our players of the game, I always like to say, slow feet don't eat. We gave it to a person that's on the USA national jump rope team. So for everybody involved in lacrosse, boys and girls, footwork, it's important.
I'm going to use that going forward and trademark you in perpetuity. Want to thank everyone for watching tonight. Our great crew with us this evening, Joey Luttrell, our director, our camera operators, Cam Davis, Gavin Duluth, and Christian Dollins. Garrett Ushler also on cameras. Christian also helped with the graphics. AJ Ablog is our executive producer. Be back with us at the top of the hour. We're going to step out for about 25 minutes. When we come back at the top of the hour, rejoin us on the Roncalli YouTube channel. We'll have Roncalli Boys Lacrosse taking on Avon. That's next in about 25 minutes. Be with us. We're back in a while on the Roncalli Media Network. It's been Rob Brown saying so long, everybody.